Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, back with another thrilling, gripping installment of Master Quest, and, well, I promised story progress from here onwards, so, well, let's head into the Temple of Time. I'm sure there's nothing waiting for us in there. Yay! Progress.
I've been waiting for you, Tess. Tess, the hero of time. You've overcome many hardships and awakened 6 sages. And now, you have a final challenge, a showdown with Ganondorf, the King of Evil. Before that, I have things I want to tell only to you. Please listen. Another unknown legend of the Triforce, passed down by the Shadow Folk, the Sheikahs. If you would seek the Sacred Triangle, listen well. The resting place of the Sacred Triangle, the Sacred Realm, is a mirror that reflects what is in the heart. The heart of one who enters it. If an evil heart, the realm will become full of evil. If pure, the realm will become a paradise. The Triforce, the Sacred Triangle, it is a balance that weighs 3 forces: power, wisdom, and courage. If the heart of the one who holds the Sacred Triangle has all 3 forces in balance, that one will gain the true force to govern all. But, if that one's heart is not in balance, the Triforce will separate into 3 parts: power, wisdom, and courage. Only one part will remain for the one who touched the Triforce, the part representing the force that one most believes in. If that one seeks the true force, that one must acquire the 2 lost parts. Those 2 parts will be held within others chosen by destiny, who will bear the Triforce mark on the backs of their hands. "7 years ago, Ganondorf, the King of Thieves, used the door you opened in the Temple of Time and entered the Sacred Realm. But when he laid his hands on the Triforce, the legend came true. The Triforce separated into 3 parts. Only the Triforce of Power remained in Ganondorf's hand. The strength of the Triforce of Power enabled him to become a mighty evil king, but his dark ambitions were not satisfied. To gain complete mastery of the world, Ganondorf started looking for those chosen by destiny to hold the other 2 Triforce parts. The one who holds the Triforce of Courage is you, Tess. How surprising. And the other, who holds the Triforce of Wisdom, is the 7th Sage, who is destined to be the leader of them all, quite conveniently. It's totally not my personal goal or anything. Hua! Or something. Don't even ask me how I fitted that dress underneath that outfit. Okay, don't go there, okay? It is I, the Princess of Hyrule, Zelda. I apologize for meeting you in disguise, but it was necessary to hide from the King of Evil. Please forgive me. I mean, I did have a nice ass in that outfit, you have to admit at least that much. On that day, 7 years ago, Ganondorf attacked Hyrule Castle. I mean, you were there, you saw it happen. I saw you as I was escaping from the castle with my attendant, Impa. You ran like a bitch, as I recall. Any case, I thought I should entrust the ocarina to you. I thought that would be our best chance. Eggs and bacon, I was mistaken. As long as you had the ocarina in your possession, I thought Ganondorf could never enter the Sacred Realm, but... well, I fucked up. Something I could never expect happened. After you opened the door of time, the Master Sword sealed you away in the Sacred Realm. Your spirit remained in the Sacred Realm, and then the Triforce fell into Ganondorf's hands. He went on to invade the Sacred Realm. Ganondorf had become the evil king, and the Sacred Realm became a world of evil. All of this is an unfortunate coincidence. I passed myself off as Ashika and hoped that you would return. I waited for 7 years, in disguise the entire time, but now that I've revealed myself, everything's gonna be just fine, I'm sure. And now you are back. The Dark Age ruled by Ganondorf, the evil king, will end. The 6 sages will open the sealed door and lure Ganondorf back into the Sacred Realm. I will then seal the door to the Sacred Realm from this world. Thus, Ganondorf, the evil king, will vanish from Hyrule, and I totally won't be undermined by saying this plot very loudly out loud. Tess, in order to do this, I need your courage again. Please protect me while I do my part. And here is a weapon that can penetrate the evil king's defenses. The power given to the chosen ones. The sacred Arrow of Light. Ha! Also take with it my apologies for completely killing the mood of this completely serious scene.
Ta-da! We got the light arrows. Yep, this is why we had them this entire time. There you go. We got the power. Well, Zelda, you admitted this was a miscalculation.
That rumbling. It can't be.
Oh, but it is. Well done, you goofed.
Princess Zelda, you foolish traitor. I commend you for avoiding my pursuit for 7 long years. No one can resist my studio albums, but you let your guard down. I knew you would appear if I let this kid wander around. I'd like to think that at least he appreciates my music. My only mistake was to slightly underestimate the power of this kid. No, it was not the kid's power I misjudged. It was his taste in music, and also the power of the courage of Triforce. But with the wisdom of Triforce that Zelda has, when I obtain these 2 Triforces, then I will become the true ruler of this world and hopefully cure myself of this chronic spoonerism. If you want to rescue Zelda, come to my castle! If you're lucky, I'll sing you my latest single.
Okay, strictly speaking, there was nothing waiting for us in here, because I've actually already seen that cutscene. You saw when I saw it before, but I cut through it because we weren't doing story progress things then. Well, we are doing story progress things now, and, well, now we actually have a motivation to go and check out the last area in the map that we've not seen in the future. Now, this is something that actually tripped me up as a child. Well, when I played this game originally, I thought, well, where else is there? We've been everywhere in Hyrule. Well, there are 2 places we haven't been. And they're both in Castletown. First of all, go into the back streets. What's back here? Nothing. You can't go back here. Which is good, because as a child I was too afraid to go back there anyway, just in case there was something even more horrifying than a village full of readers. The other thing is Hyrule Castle. We've not been back here at all since the future happened, so this is kind of why I've been waiting so long to come here. Bit of a dramatic renovation, if you ask me. Yes, so this is where Ganon decided to plonk his castle. Right on top of the old one. Or underneath the old one? I don't know. He's taken a whole chunk out of the ground, made it float above this anus made of lava, and put his... I don't know, his papercraft castle on top of it. And I say papercraft for a good reason, you'll find out later. But before we even head inside, this back here is where the last gold Skulltula is. And this is why I was waiting to get it until this episode. I would actually go and claim the reward for getting all the gold Skulltulas in this episode. Or if I do, it'll be... No, it'll be later. I want to... Because we have one last dungeon, and it's inside the castle, obviously. And so I kind of want to break up the flow of that. And I would be tempted... See, my original plan for this episode was to... By the way, look at all how complete we are, and look! 100 gold Skulltulas! We win! I'd be tempted to now go and backtrack to, say, Kakariko Village and stock up on some supplies, but actually, there are two reasons why I shouldn't do that. First of all, we don't need any supplies just yet, and second, there's actually a place inside the castle where we can get them from anyway. Now, where am I standing from? Here? Is here good?
Tess, can you hear me? It's Rauru the Sage. We six will gather our power to create a bridge to the castle where Ganondorf dwells. The castle's keep, which is known as Ganon's Tower, is protected by 6 evil barriers. Bring down the 6 barriers and save Princess Zelda.
Okay, in my mind, I read that as Princess Peach, and then I realized my mistake. Are you sure I'm the chosen hero here? Plus, I sound an awful lot like the Sage of Light, don't I? Can't I? Does this not mean I'm technically double booked, and this bridge is so much prettier in a 3DS version? Just saying. And I suppose it's a kind of interesting choice of colours. We've got light, forest, water, blue, shadow, fire, and spirit, and there's light whiteness because blah. Anyway, let's head into the final dungeon, because Lord knows we've had plenty of delays so far as it is. And oh yeah, green bubbles. It's Master Quest. For a moment, I'd forgotten we were playing Master Quest. Not today, fellas. Oh, and an iron knuckle for good measure. I'd forgotten just how pimped out this dungeon was compared to the original. Wow. There's only one thing that I remember for certain that's different compared to the original, and it's something that doesn't really affect my playthrough anyway, because, well, as we were just told, there are 6 evil barriers protecting the central tower, and we need to take down each of those individually. But that sort of implies that there are, well, it may or may not imply, there are 6 segments to this dungeon, and it's kind of non-linear. You can take them on in almost any order. And long-time fans of this series have complained in the past that the way this dungeon's laid out, it's somewhat restricted with regards to the order you can actually do the various barriers in, because each one is themed after one of the elements of the medallions we've collected. And you would have thought, well, we got forest first, well, actually, we got light first, let's start with light. As we'll see, we can't do that. Well, okay, how about forest? Okay, fair enough, you could do forest first if you want. And what about fire? Well, no. Because there's a dungeon item here, and if you don't get that dungeon item, right out of the gate, you can't do the light room and you can't do the fire room, so you can't really do this dungeon in the order of the medallions. But that's fine, because right from the get-go, I had intended to do this dungeon in reverse order, so starting with Spirit, and then Shadow, and then, working backwards like that. Now, there's these stone thrones in the middle of the room. We've seen this puzzle before. We got the gold skulltulas in the Spirit Temple. We don't need to worry about... Actually, I don't remember how you do this room, necessarily, but I'm fairly sure that if we kill all the enemies or press a switch, or I think that switch up there, that'll... In fact, this is actually better laid out than the gold skulltulas, because... Oh, yeah, the ones in the Spirit Temple. There was that room where there were 2 skulltulas, and they were both behind some... what are they called? Thrones. They're both behind a wall of thrones. Well, let's play a Game of Thrones of our own. Because in this one, you could infinitely respawn the Iron Knuckles, and of course we need to get it to come to the middle of the room and smash the shit out of these, and then we can kill it with 3 jump attacks. That's really not difficult. So yeah, we've faced this puzzle already, so kill them all, and then I can kill you, and we can just have a fantastic time with our day. I looked at all that money that I don't need. I could need it if I'd gone to, stock up on healing items and stuff, because my recommended... well... Child me, more specifically, would recommend going into this dungeon, or at the very least going into the endgame of this dungeon, because this is the endgame. Child me recommends going into the endgame of the endgame, so the last part of this dungeon, which we can't get to yet, with, I would say, 2 fairies, a blue potion, and a green potion. Because blue potions, I don't know if we've seen those yet, but blue potions heal up all of your HP and all of your magic. And... can't fire through these bars, apparently. That's okay. We can probably shoot arrows through them, actually, because that's a thing they did in Majora's Mask as well. Yeah. Oh. Nope, it's a solid wall. Look at my arrows being stuck in the nothing. I've forgotten already what I was just saying. Yeah. Okay, so blue potions heal you up completely and refill all of your magic. And green potions just heal up your magic, so... okay, that worked. I'd rather just throw a bomb at it, to be honest, because I'm fairly sure It's within the blast radius. Also, these rooms are very different compared to their vanilla Ocarina of Time counterparts, and really, I can't hit that from... Okay, well, we're just gonna have to go with Plan Bombchu then. Which sounds like Plan Bombchu, which makes me think of a Bulgarian girl who's good at maths who is also kind of explodey. I'll go this way instead then. Bombchu bowling all over again. This dungeon knows how to tickle my pancakes. Bombchus are so hard to aim, it's unfair. And it goes into first-person mode automatically, and why are you going that way? Okay, thank you. I would open that chest. I have a feeling it's a trap, so for completion's sake, freeze me! Or actually give me... Okay, well, okay then. Yeah, and, I keep trying to explain and I'm failing. So, blue potion, all of health, all magic. In this game, fairies heal all of your HP, and also revive you if you die. And then, green potions just completely heal all of your magic, but not your HP. So, because we're gonna come up against a boss at some point that's going to require a fair amount of, H-McPingtons, that was a total failure for everyone involved. Congratulations, Gibdo. More like Gibdon't, am I right? You're going to go and eat the corpse, that Gibdo, and that's disgusting, but at least it means you won't attack me. Right. Oh yes, this room is dickish. But first of all, I was explaining... Okay, so fairies, in later games they heal only some of your HP. In this game they heal all of it, so if you die you get more automatically revived. So, that plan kind of outlines my playstyle. So, we're going to need magic, but we may not need magic and health at the same time, hence why I say one blue potion, one green potion. Just in case you need a total heal. Now look at all these suns. Only one is the right one that opens up this door. And these are all wrong. The right one is behind the spirit logo there at the back. That's the most dickish puzzle in the universe. But, just for good measure, I believe there's another sun in here that also does something. But I think, just to be safe, I think all of them spawn something unpleasant? Perhaps? No? I seem to recall there being, Wallmasters in here? But apparently, maybe that's just the original. The vanilla, the, normal Ocarina of Time. It's late at night and I kind of can't be words. But I think I've mentioned already, there is a dungeon item in... Well, how well timed. There's this large chest and I just started talking about how there's a dungeon item in this dungeon. I'll save you the hassle. There is no dungeon map. There is no compass. There is a boss key though, but first we have the dungeon item. Golden Gauntlets, which immediately make the most recent, well, the second most recent dungeon item we got, unless you count the ice arrows, completely redundant. So, we've had the silver gauntlets, we had the mirror shield, still using the mirror shield, but the silver gauntlets we've just thrown away on the spot. There we go, I knew there was a Wallmaster in here somewhere. Not today. Got no time for your shenanigans. And I'm fairly sure at least one of these chests that have spawned is a trap chest, if not all of them. So, I should open them for completion's sake. Now, I should mention as well, in vanilla Ocarina of Time, the Golden Gauntlets are actually in the Shadow Room, rather than this room. The Spirit section. So, be aware of that, because that just reinforces what I was saying before about, okay, I am on edge waiting for a trap test. We needed to do this, oh my god, we needed to do this anyway. But yeah, in either version, you need the Golden Gauntlets, which are in the Spirit section in Master Quest, and the Shadow section in Ocarina of Time. And you need the Golden Gauntlets to do the fire and light rooms, so my plan is unhindered because I plan to go through this entire dungeon, like, Spirit, then Shadow, then Water, then Fire, then Forest, then Spirit, Light. But most people want to go through the dungeon in the order of the medallions they got. But first, let's hear from a friend of ours, shall we? By the power of justice, I summon Naboru, the Sage of Spirit. Lozzie!
The spirit barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, kid.
Not to toot my own horn, but I'd like to think this was a very well-implemented strategy on my part to make this dungeon seem a bit more personable. Now, I recorded this as one long session apart from the cutscene that we just saw, and I think the cutscene, well, the cutscene in Temple of Time, and I believe that was, that's about 7 minutes long, so I should probably end the episode. So, before I do, I know there's a thing around here somewhere. There's a hidden room on this lower level, which even I didn't know about. Like, a lot of people didn't know about it for the longest time, but Where is it? I don't know where it is. It may be blocked off by something. Using the lens of truth would probably help. One of these is a false wall, behind which is a hidden room, and I'm going to end the episode once I've shown that off, so some patience if you please. There we go. I thought it was on one of these sticky out bits, but no, it's here. Boop, boop. And so back here we have a hidden room that not many people know about, full of fairies and also business scrubs who I believe sell different colours of potions, so I didn't even need to go and show off what it's like in, say, the Kakariko store. There we go. I'm so glad I learned that trick in the other episode. So, while I'm filling up on various items, I will say that I have been, and will continue to be, tessellating hexagons. In the next episode, we're going to do some more sections of Ganon's Tower. Well, technically this is only Ganon's Castle, not in Ganon's Tower just yet. But we'll get there eventually. We're in the endgame. This LP is coming to a close. I'm crying all of my sads. It's only taken me half a year. A green potion. Yes, please. I don't think they sell blue potions in here, which is fine, so I don't think I showed off where you can get blue potions anyway. Bombs? No thanks. Might need them later, but I think we've got plenty for the moment. Arrows? Same again. No thanks. I think that's more than we can carry anyway, unless I misread. A red potion? No thanks, that only heals like 8 hearts, I think? It's like a fairy, but crapper and not automatic. And Deku Nuts. No thank you. So I will have to go and grab a blue potion at some point. But I'll have to go back to Kakariko Village halfway through this dungeon anyway, just so I can show off the reward for getting all the gold sculpturas. So, as I just said, I have been, and will continue to be, tessellating hexagons, and yeah, in the next episode, more Ganon's Castle, beginning, of course, with the inestimable Shadow section, and we totally won't be hearing from Joth again. So, see you when that happens, or in whichever video of mine you happen to choose to watch next if it's not that. Have a nice life!